sister.
What's up YouTube, my name's Albert Aldridge, the nutrition coach, and in today's video you are going to learn about how to lose weight fast but do it in the correct way so you retain as much muscle mass as possible and primarily lose fat, and you don't do the thing where you lose weight and body weight I'm talking about as much as possible in the shortest time possible, so you're at risk of sacrificing lean muscle tissue and then again at risk of developing a skinny fat physique where you still have a lot of fat and adipose tissue around the abdomen area that you still want to lose because you're not toned and you've actually become what we call skinny fat. So stick around for the explanation that's coming up in a little bit after this workout footage. But if you're new to the channel, I'd appreciate it and I invite you to go and hit the subscribe button just below this video as well as the notification bell, because the main aim with my videos and this channel is to teach people about how you can develop a lean toned physique around a nutrition approach and using an appropriate resistance training program and cardiovascular program, but primarily the nutrition approach alongside this resistance training and cardiovascular program is a flexible dieting one where 70 to 80% of the time you follow a healthy eating approach which includes complex carbohydrates, complex starches like whole grains, and then you include lean protein sources as well as fruit and vegetables in your diet, and then 20 to 30% of the time you can and are allowed to include, these are just some shoulder stretches on the screen you're just seeing by the way, and a pec stretch, but the 20 to 30% of the time you can still have alcohol, cakes, biscuits, chocolate, trifles, Angel Delight's a nice dessert, I tried that the other day. You could still include all these foods in your diet and develop a toned physique, because sometimes what I just see online with some articles is that they say you must only eat healthy foods to develop the physique you want. But I want to educate people about how I've done the transformation before, I've allowed my clients to make the transformation before, about how to develop a healthy relationship with food, follow a flexible dieting approach and increase your well-being, get yourself a physique which you're happy with. I'm not talking about having to be shredded or anything. I'm just talking about if you want to be shredded and you want to put it into a sporting context so you can perform better, that's fine, and I do that for a lot of my clients. But what I'm talking about primarily also is that you just feel fitter and you can do things around the house a lot more efficiently. So I'm talking about like picking up watering cans around the garden, that's an example of one a client told me the other day, and picking up compost bags. I've talked about the whole workout, but basically you got the idea of what I was doing. I was meant to do back squats today, but my lower back was really fried from when I did deadlifts the other day, so I did some more upper body work. This is just some snatch technique stuff because the Olympic lifts require a lot of time to master the skill. Again, stick around for the whole explanation, and thank you so much again for your support. Now I'm going to tell you how you can make your own diet plan to lose weight fast, but I'm talking about losing fat. So you're losing weight correctly by retaining muscle mass and primarily losing fat, keeping as much muscle as possible, not just focusing on the number and dropping weight as fast as possible. Setting up your own diet plan is a very simple process and comes in a few steps. The first step is you need to find out the amount of calories you need in order to maintain your weight in a typical week, and also from taking your body weight on a body weight scale, what you currently are, finding out how much protein you need per day. And I recommend anybody losing weight to retain as much muscle mass as possible whilst doing resistance training alongside a fat loss nutrition plan is getting between 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight each day in order to retain muscle mass. So you're giving your muscles enough amino acids and enough protein in order to recover. And also calories plays a role in muscular recovery when losing weight. So this way you're supporting yourself the best in regards to nutrition. To work out the calories you need in order to maintain your weight, I'm going to put a YouTube card just up here which will instruct you how to do that. But put simply, and so I can include it in this video, what you need to do is take your height, your weight, your perceived activity level per week, which will give you an estimation of the amount of calories you need to maintain your weight in a typical week. Then what you'll do is use a calorie tracking app. I'm going to talk about one later on in this video, or you can just use a notepad to track your calories of what you're currently eating. Eat the amount of calories that have been given to you by this calorie tracking app. Do that consistently for a whole week, but weigh yourself at the start of the week, in the morning on an empty stomach with no clothes on, after having used the bathroom. Then eat the calories consistently per day for 7 days. Then the next time, say you did it on a Monday, that comes around, weigh yourself again and see if your body weight has gone up, gone down, and see if it's maintained or stayed the same. But I recommend during this week that you try and keep every single factor, every single environmental factor the same if you can. So the times that you finish eating, I know this isn't possible in the long term, but just for this first week, in order to work out your maintenance, I recommend you try and do this to the best of your ability. Then once you've found out your starting calories that you need to maintain your weight, minus 250 from that, so you're roughly going to lose between £0.5 pound to £2 per week. £2 is okay, but really £1 to £1.5 is the sweet spot in order to lose fat and retain as much muscle mass as possible, because you don't want to consistently be losing 4 or 5 pounds every week, because you will be sacrificing muscle tissue here, which means you'll be at risk of losing muscle tissue in the long term. You might reach your body weight goal quicker, but the physique you are looking for you will not have if you do it too quickly, just because you would have lost muscle tissue and therefore you might become skinny fat. So now you've found out the calories you need in order to lose body fat, and you've also worked out the amount of protein you need per day. Now what I recommend you do is use a food diary to track what you eat, and just do it for a couple of days, just to identify what foods you enjoy eating, how many meals you like to have during the day. It will just give you an idea of what your eating habits are like, whether you need anything to improve on, such as maybe you include too much of one certain food in your diet and need to have more variety. Maybe you still need to get at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables into your diet to achieve your daily micronutrient intake, and then from there you can adjust accordingly. What I mean is, when you have this food diary, you can start working out certain meals you can include in your diet, because you habitually go to have these kinds of meals anyway, and you can also identify whether you need to start including more healthier meals in your diet. But you need to be aware that it needs to match the amount of calories you need per day, but also look at your calorie intake across a week, because some days you might go over the amount of calories that you've been recommended to you for the day, and sometimes you might go under. You just need to make sure it balances out across the week. And a good dietary approach I always advise my clients to do is take a roughly 70 to 80% to 20 to 30% rule in regards to 70-80% eating a healthy diet, which includes complex carbohydrates, lean protein sources, fruits and vegetables. Then 20 to 30% of the time include treats like chocolate, biscuits, alcohol, frubes, that's a type of yogurt, drumstick lollies, I quite like them. That means you're going to be able to create a diet plan for yourself which is going to allow you to lose body fat and which is sustainable in the long run. As you progressively lose weight, you will have times where you hit weight loss plateaus, so you maintain your weight for the week when you're still in a calorie deficit, and that's when you need to include refeed days and diet breaks. So make sure you schedule them in. I have done plenty of videos on this channel in regards to refeed days and diet breaks. In a nutshell, they're used to spark the leptin levels in your body to go to a high amount again of production in the endocrine system, where your hormones are produced, and leptin is the main fat burning hormone. So you need to make sure you include these diet breaks as well as refeed days in order to keep those leptin levels high, and also sometimes mentally give yourself a break from dieting. Finally, a great point to add to start with, you're going to have to be quite strict in my opinion, just so you can get on track with your weight loss, and then you can start to be a bit more flexible with your diet by using a calorie tracking app called MyFitnessPal, which will help you to track your protein intake per day as well as your calorie intake per day and per week. So when you use MyFitnessPal, you can start to eat out a little bit more frequently, because you're going to have an idea after being strict for a while about what certain portion sizes look like, and you can fit the nutrition fat loss plan around your lifestyle even more and go out to eat a little bit more by using this calorie tracking app. I'd recommend you do this though a little bit way down the line with your diet plan to lose weight and lose body fat, just because you might have to learn what portion sizes look like first and get yourself in a good mindset to have a good relationship with food, and not have like this all or nothing approach, which I come across quite frequently, where somebody can't just have one biscuit, they have to have the whole packet of biscuits or nothing. That was a little whistle stop tour of how to create a diet plan for yourself to lose weight fast but lose weight properly, so you maintain muscle mass and you primarily lose body fat to create yourself a lean physique that is sustainable and that you will be happy with. If you have any videos you'd like me to cover in the future, please let me know in the YouTube comment section below. I appreciate you guys always giving me support on social media. This is Albert Aldridge, the nutrition coach, signing out. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Peace.